Hello guys, welcome. I'm Dhwani and welcome to my very first video in this new short story series by Storyscape Studio. I am very excited for this. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time and I've finally plunged into it. So without any further ado, let's move on into the video. Okay, so after much contemplation, I finally picked this book. It's Sudha Murthy's The Man from the Egg, Unusual Tales About the Trinity. For the people who don't know, according to Hindu mythology or religion, Hinduism, we have the Trinity, which is Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the caretaker, and Shiv, the destroyer. So this book is a small compilation of short stories or short excerpts or from the lives of the Trinity. So I'm going to be picking one small chapter. Actually, it's a sub chapter. It's that small, and it's about one of my favorite Trinity, which is Shiv. For the people who don't know, I'm also a Bharatanatyam dancer. Nataraj, which is another name of Shiv, is the god of dance. So we basically worship him and take blessings from him before we perform on stage. So I thought, since this is my first storytelling video, I thought why not start with him. So you guys must have heard about the famous Tale of Two Cities classic, right? This time I'm going to narrate a different tale. It's called A Tale of Three Cities from the Hindu mythology. Tarak was an evil Asur. Asur is loosely translated to a devil. He had terrorized the world and left behind three sons, Tarakaksha, Viryavan and Vidyunmali. Tarak was basically killed by Shiv's son, but that story for some other time. So, he left behind three sons named Tarakaksha, Viryavan and Vidyunmali. Still enraged by the death of their father, they prayed to Lord Brahma every year in the hope of attaining immortality. The penance went on for years and years. It wasn't very easy to please gods, Brahma finally appeared after eons, but he refused to give them what they wanted. Immortality was impossible. The three brothers then asked for an alternate boon. "Oh Brahma, if you can't give us immortality, then please grant us the strength to build three indestructible, extraordinary cities. The fort of each city will be located in a different realm and will align once every 1000 years. We will accept death only and only if one arrow destroys all the three forts during this alignment." Brahma smiled. He realized what they wanted. It was equal to immortality. But nonetheless, he granted the boon. So be it. With the help of the Asur architect, Maya, Tarak's son built three forts. Each was made of a different metal: gold, silver, and iron. Tarakaksha took ownership of the gold fort, located in the heavens. Viryavan got the silver fort in the sky, and Vidyunmali took the possession of the iron fort located on earth. Together, the three cities came to be known as Tripura, and the three Asurs were referred to as Tripurasur. Once the cities were complete, the Asur brothers became powerful and, as a result, arrogant. Their rule gradually became unbearable, and the people turned to the gods for help. Hearing the people's pleas, Lord Shiva decided to intervene. He knew that the time of alignment was imminent, and all he needed was one potent arrow. So he called upon Vishwakarma, who was the architect of the gods, and explained the problem and asked him, "Will you make a special chariot and a powerful bow and arrow?" Vishwakarma agreed immediately. He created a strong gold chariot with the energy of the sun, two bows named Pinak and Sharang, and an arrow guaranteed to destroy any target. Vishwakarma gave the chariot, Pinak, and arrow to Shiv, while he presented Sharang to Vishnu. Armed and ready, Shiv requested Brahma to be the charioteer, since he was the one to grant the boon, and together they sped to Tripura. The time of alignment was upon them. With the formidable arrow, Shiva easily destroyed the three cities the moment they came together, along with the three Asurs who resided in the forts. The world congratulated Shiva on a job well done. Shiv earned the title of Pinakin. People decorated their homes with lights and diyas to signify the defeat of evil, which is a tradition that is followed till date. Every year, lamps are lit a day after Diwali in the Hindu month of Kartik to mark the defeat of the Asurs. Much later, Shiv decided to give the bow Pinak to Nimi, one of his greatest followers. King Nimi preserved the bow with reverence and named it Shiv Dhanush, or the bow of Shiv. Generations went by and King Janak was born in the same lineage. The bow's uniqueness inspired Janak to declare that his beautiful daughter Sita would marry the man who could pick up the Shiv Dhanush. That man turned out to be none other than Lord Ram, correct? So this was the story of the powerful bow Pinak and the tale of 3 cities which were known as Tripura. A small fact, the sculpture of this entire battle can be seen at the Ramappa temple at Telangana. Also, the paintings of the entire event are also painted at the ceiling of Virupaksha temple at Hampi. So if you guys visit these temples, make sure to look at the painting, look at the sculpture, and remember me if at all you go there. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please do like, comment and share it with your friends, and let me know if you guys have any feedback or any kind of suggestion for me. Don't forget to follow my page on Instagram. The name is storyscape_studio, and do not forget to subscribe to my brand new YouTube channel with the same name, Storyscape Studio. Press the bell icon and make sure you follow me. So thanks for listening. Bye guys.